morning, my name is Bobby and I'm with BigFishTackle.com and lucky enough to be here at the 2011 Fred Hall Fishing, Tackle, and Boat Show here in Long Beach, California. Not only one of the funnest, best, biggest fishing and boat shows here in Southern California. This is a ton of fun to come here. I mean, there's boats on displays, lures, fishing tackle, rods, reels, you name it. And as I was walking down the aisle and I ran into my buddy Cameron from Hot Liquid Lures and looked at the table and I'm like, oh my gosh, my favorite lures, here they are. Last year I stumbled into this guy. I was down in Cabo. I got to look at these lures. Lure collector, marlin fisherman, whether it's fishing or collecting, I'm a marlin lover. I know you guys out there are marlin lovers too and lures. And I'll tell you what, these things you absolutely have to see. This is a lure completely different than anything that you've ever seen. These heads are actually hand-blown glass. Yes, that's right. Hand-blown glass, okay? Turned into a marlin lure, and these things can raise some fish. I'm looking down at the table here. I just so happen to see a check from Cabo San Lucas. This is the Bisbee Marlin Tournament last year, one of the biggest blue and black marlin tournaments in the world. And there's some guys that obviously got smart because I'm staring at a check here for $254,000 plus that these lures brought marlin up into the pattern. These guys did some bait and switch, they hooked some fish, and these guys took home a fat check due to these hot lures. I'm standing next to Cameron here. We're gonna talk about these lures for a minute. These things, custom made, any color, any size, any way you want. Being it's hand-blown glass, from what he tells me, these guys have darn near 80 or 90 years of hand glass blowing experience that they have made anywhere from long line balls, I mean lures, you name it, anything for your house, colors. But I'll tell you what, these guys are fishermen and they make some awesome stuff. This is Cameron and here's one of the lures he's holding. How you doing, Cameron?
Excellent, Bobby. This is one of our special LT Gray lures. This lure is made of borosilicate glass and is impervious to scratching. This might not be the sharpest knife, but you get the point. We make our lures in any color, any skirt combination, order primary and secondary colors, however you want, any shape. We make squid lures, probably no one's seen that lure before, I promise.
Man, I gotta talk about that squid lure. I'll tell you what, there's been so much giant squid in the water. I don't care if it's Cabo San Lucas or California. We've seen more giant squid in the water in the last 2 years than I've seen. I've been fishing 30 plus years out here for striped marlin and tuna. Never seen so much giant squid. More and more squid lures are being drugged. My question is, I saw the knife. This is something new to me, okay? I've been 3 years in Kona mating on a boat. I fished as far down as Panama. I fished tournaments here local in California. It absolutely hurts so bad when I have a $100 marlin lure and we're bringing the jigs in and I have a guy just in the heat of the moment, the thing comes in, bounces, and hits the deck and cracks. This is a lure that's not only won me probably a couple $100,000, but raises fish on a daily basis and the thing cracks and breaks. I saw you use your knife. What's gonna happen if this lure does come flying over the side and hits the deck, Cameron?
Well, these lures are made of borosilicate glass. It's one of the most high-tech liquids ever invented. These lures are designed to withstand hard impact. Fiberglass doesn't stand a chance against these lures. You know, these are bullet tough. They're very, very tough lures, and we haven't had one broke yet by a fish.
Well, I'll tell you what, tough lures are so important. You know, a blue or a black marlin, not only can these things swim 20, 30 miles an hour, but they got a sword. You've seen the sword and the bill coming off of these things. They call it a bill, call it a sword, call it what you want. That's the first thing they do is take that thing and they start slapping it at the fish. These things could be applying 30, 50, 80 pounds of pressure, you know, hitting the head of the lure, trying to hurt the bait so they can eat it. Because these lures, I know for a fact behind the back of my boat, I've tracked them from 6 knots all the way up to 12 or 15 knots. And they stay in the water. Of course, some of the designs are designed for going faster, but I'm yet to have one of his lures in the water that at 12 knots they won't run. I got Tony standing next to me here. I know Tony's got a lot of years of blowing glass. I know Tony's a fisherman himself. I'll tell you what, here's a question for you, Tony. Show me one of your favorite shapes and heads and why it is one of your favorite shapes and heads. And it's okay if it just because it's really cool to you or what, but if it's a special outrigger bait or something you like, let me hear about it.
This is one of my favorites, Bobby. Resembling a squid here As you can see, we have the dark brown on the inside through the transparent glass, which also creates an effect with the dichroic eyes that shine. It's nothing like it, nothing resembles it. We copied an exact, replica of a squid and went from there. Like I said, these are all handmade in a bench-mounted torch. They're annealed in a kiln for durability. So they've been properly cooled down. They're solid.
Okay, so now if you're telling me custom made and any design, any color, of course you guys can get as crafty as you can. All right, I want my boat name in the lure. Can my boat name go in this lure?
Absolutely. We are capable of putting custom laser cut images into a fishing lure. You can have a corporate logo, you could have your boat images, your boat artwork, maybe get rid of sell a few lures with your logos on them. We can do anything.
I'll tell you what, these lures, and being you can do something like that, I'll tell you what, somebody could bring a brand new car to a birthday party for me, and if I got one of these lures, I might have to match up in between the car and the lure, because that's how into lures I am. These things are incredible. I'm going to pull one up here that this pear-shaped design here, this bait was originally this style, definitely not as round as this one, but was called a pear, made by a guy named Joe Yee, not with us anymore. His son Butch is. Famous blue and black marlin fisherman over in the Hawaiian Islands. This resembles the pear. I like how this lure is a little pointier on the front, definitely a little pointier on the back. I can get away with running a little faster with this lure. This lure right here is responsible for many granders this shape right here. So even regarding a gift for your bro that's a marlin fisherman, I mean, you gotta get a hold of these guys. And I know Cameron's got a website. We're gonna get his website name here for you, so one, you can get on there. We're gonna give you a phone number so you can get in touch with these guys. I'll tell you what, get a set of these lures for your boat. Do what these guys did. Raise some fish with one of these new hot liquid lures and win yourself some money, or just go out and have a killer day. How about your website, Cameron? What's your web address?
Our web address is hotliquidlures.com. And like Bobby was saying, if you got a hard person to buy for, I guarantee he doesn't have one of these.
There you go. Said from the man. Tony, I really appreciate your time. I do want to ask one more question about the lures. I see you're holding a little bit bigger bait, and you're holding something like I was holding, like the pear. What is it that you like about this bait, and why'd you grab this one off the table of 50 lures here?
This one has a certain texture to it. As you spin it around, the dichroic just shines in the light and creates an effect that just attracts fish. And we also have a dual skirt set up on these that allow you to put different colors of skirts, whatever you like. If you're running yellows or browns or blues, you can change it as you will.
God, that's a really killer lure. I mean, just absolutely, absolutely awesome. I'll tell you what, the sun gets shining on this thing. You get some clear blue water. I've been fortunate enough to get underneath the boat and be dragging these things behind the boat. We get down there with cameras when we're filming, and we, before commercials and after commercials, when you're watching a fishing show, you're getting to see a lure go by. I've been lucky enough to be underwater and do some of that filming. I guarantee you this lure right here, the sun's shining on this thing's going by. I've been 30 feet down to see a lure go by. You're going to see this lure go by. Please get hooked up with these guys. Check one of these things out. Do what these smart guys did. Put one of the hot liquid lures behind your boat. Raise yourself some fish. Have some fun. I sure appreciate your time, guys. I'm so stoked I ran into you. Awesome lures. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, Tony. Obviously, your skills are incredible with what you do here. And, I only have 3 or 4 of these things. I'm going to have to go home with a few more. Well, thanks a lot. Sure appreciate it. We're at the Long Beach Fred Hall Show. Hot liquid lures here, catching fish. See ya.